Hey, what's going on? It's Lupe Llerenas hanging out here with Celeb Secret and Tatyana Joseph. I know you grew up in like a military household, so you were always moving around when you were little. And at a certain point in your life, you obviously, got on social media and connected with that. So, what inspired you to become what you are now?
From a young age, a very young age, I actually was very into acting. I wanted to do it. I wanted to model. I tried to be in like John Casablanca once. I had a whole phase where I tried to go about it. And then fast forward to like my last couple of years of high school, all of our teachers kept showing us these motivational videos about what we should think about in life and what we should pursue and how we should pursue something we love because you're going to be stuck with it your entire life and you don't want to regret your life in 30 years. Essentially, whenever I heard those messages, I just actually decided to listen to them. And I was like, I just really wanted to figure out what I was passionate about, what I wanted to do. And I realized one of the biggest passions I had was helping people, being around people, and then performing. So I was like, I don't think I can make any money off these. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really care. We're going to try.
And it's been roughly about 4 years of your life changing because you betted on yourself and you really trusted, your gut. So you share a little bit about your life clearly, right? But you also have like, beauty content, family, and comedy. But is there one specific category, I guess you can say, that you like really are like, this is my niche, like this is what I like to do?
A lot of it started with hair and acting for sure, and those were my stronger passions. But as it's grown over time, like I love giving advice. I love helping people learn certain hairstyles, helping them pick out like outfits. For some reason, little inspirational good mornings every day. Like, I don't know, I started sharing more of my actual personal thoughts and journeys, and people started to feel like they could relate to me more. So it was no longer just like, oh, I'm just posting my Instagram pictures. It was really people wanted to know how I was going about things and how I dealt with things that they're dealing with. Because at the end of the day, like I do think I'm different. I think everyone's unique, but I was a teenager like 3 years ago.
At the end of the day, like, what do you want those that are watching to take away from that?
It sounds very cliche, but it's very much your life is in your hands. Even when the things that seem out of your power, out of your control, even when you're 15, you literally have no money, you live under your parents' roof, you have no control, you think you have no control of your life. You have control over so many things that can make you better, that can make you discover yourself, that can like, and even in school people think you have to wait till you grow up and you have like a car and things to go experience things. Like, no, you just go out and you talk to those random kids, you go join those random clubs, you actually hear your teachers when they talk, you stop disregarding advice, like you genuinely start to see everything around you as a potential experience, if that makes sense.
Aside from, your social media presence, you mentioned modeling, you mentioned acting. What things do you hope to accomplish, in these new like ventures of yourself acting and modeling?
I would just love to play royalty. I'd love to be a vampire, some type of mythical something. I would love to create like a whole different world. Honestly, like a Harry Potter level of a movie series would be like a dream come true. Just a whole other universe of languages and vibes. Like that would be so cool. A little bit of drama, a little bit of romance, a little bit of like, twisted storylines, something kind of weird going on. Like anything that's really just catching. But I would dabble in it all. If even modeling stuff, if some reason all of a sudden I'm tall enough to do runway, shoot, I'm gonna go walk on a runway.
Who's one specific brand or just person overall that you are like, that is my go-to, like that if I reach that point, boom, I've made it?
I think a great example, especially for Gen Z, would be something similar to Zendaya's. So she started off with Disney, she did her thing, and then she went into Dancing with the Stars. She started doing other acting stuff. She started producing, directing. She went into fashion. Like she created a whole like runway show at one point, I believe. And then she became a fashion icon. People used to invite her to their things to like wear their clothes because she had such a signature aura that no one else can match. Oh, she's not that great. She's not that this. bye. There's some people who have the talent who don't have the balls to get up there.
Yeah.
She has done everything she's meant to do.
You have a boyfriend and you are adorable with him on social media, period. What's three things that you genuinely enjoy doing with either him or just someone that like really means a lot to you?
When me and my brother get breaks,
Mhm.
we feel breaks, if that makes sense, because we were just always busy. So on top of that, my parents were also just always busy. So whenever breaks happened, we all always decided to watch a movie together. And for some reason, watching movies, TV with family, having those shows that we only watch together, we only play together, that is one of my biggest personal bonding things that I do. Like, if the TV's on, it feels like I can relax with the people in the room. Another thing, someone
Okay.
wanting to go somewhere new and different with just to like be with me, prime time for me.
Mhm.
And then me and my boyfriend, we listen to music together all the time. Very much so. So that is definitely something. We have a whole playlist actually. We have a playlist
Nice.
with our picture on it on Apple Music. So that's definitely another one.
Obviously, it is the top of the year, but what are some plans that you want to flourish, blossom into like the rest of this new year?
So I am coming out with a hoodie collective. I'm known for my fan through my fans
Yeah.
for always wearing hoodies. I know a lot of artists. I personally draw. I personally like edit and stuff. A lot of my content I've literally been making and editing myself for years. And now I have this company working with me that wants to, bring my visions to
Nice.
life. And I also am getting into photography, and I want to bring my photography to the hoodies. So it's like there's gonna be a lot blossoming in my photography. I'm gonna start coming up with little things. I'm gonna cast my friends in them and like create vibe lists, get the clothes together, and just a lot of mini projects because I'm starting to realize people just want to see me doing stuff all the time. I'm going to be actually doing a lot of meet and greets this year as well for the
Nice.
first time because, COVID's finally actually letting up and people are starting to have the freedom of going places. The craziest part about the meet and greet though is we will be going to Africa this year, which is
Wow.
nice. I am actually so excited about this. And it was not really random. For the past year or so, I started to notice my statistics and my numbers really geared toward African populations. And I was like, oh my God, it's probably because I started listening to African music and started listening to my island music and
Mhm.
actually putting it on my TikTok. And it started to like, they started to see me. If all of our numbers are in South Africa, it would only make sense to do a meet and greet in South Africa like this. That's it.
That's
So we're going to Africa.
And speaking, you reaching so many countries, millions of people, for those that, get to watch you and like really genuinely enjoy you, and they like want to do similar stuff like you
Mhm.
or start off like that, what advice would you give them?
Oh my gosh, go for it. It's just go. It sounds so simple, but I think a lot of people don't realize how much of a personal boundary they are to themselves. Like you are your own obstacle a lot of the time. And my mom used to tell me that all the time. And I never heard her until I really was like, you know what, fine, mom, I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. I'm just gonna go. And then I literally did. And it did nothing but blossom in every direction. Stop pressing the draft button. Stop pressing the draft button. Put the post button on and just keep doing it and keep taking pictures and videos that make you laugh, that make you
Mhm.
smile, that make you happier. Or if you're naturally a sad person for some reason, even being sad, like popularly, is a big thing. People love relating to other people's feelings. Talk about what you want to talk about, and people will find you that are meant to find you.
Last but not least, since we are
Mhm.
celeb secrets, do you have like a hidden talent or just like a random fact that the people on the other side don't know about you?
People say I could sing. I don't think I could sing, but like I said, shoot, I could be my own boundary in my own way. Who knows? But
Mhm.
I don't. I don't really see myself doing a lot with that unless I randomly ran into more of a songwriting passion than I do with like just writing all the time.
Uh-huh.
But people have been trying to pressure me into it. Yes.